Recent YouTube Shorts news about the bridge between shorts and long form content now being opened up might have you reconsidering shorts as part of your YouTube strategy. So where do you start? Well, the easiest place is in the YouTube app itself. And what can you do with it? Quite a lot. The YouTube app has the create a short option, and once open is a fully fledged creation tool. And there's more. There are shorts related tools peppered throughout the YouTube app. Let's go take a look. The first shorts tool we're going to be looking at is not even related to the main shorts camera. It is shorts tools that you can access from below people's videos. So I have a test video here, an example, so we're just going to open that up real quick. And you can see with this video, right there in the middle is the create button. It's the shorts logo with a little plus sign. And you're going to get the following options. Now, for me, I am on an iPhone, so I get these three options. If you're on Android, you're only going to get the top one, that is sound. You should be getting these other options at a later date as YouTube rolls them out to Android. But here today on the iPhone, we're going to be looking at sound, cut, and green screen. The first one is sound. It says underneath, use the sound from this video. So basically, if I tap that, it takes me into a capture area, which is related to the shorts tool, and starts playing back the audio from the video from wherever I'm up to, which is 2 seconds in. It's showing me a 15-second window of sound, which I can scroll to any part of the video that I want to sample from by either scrolling that or by dragging the dot. And then, for example, I might want to take this 15 seconds. Just to remember, it's 15 seconds from left to right here on the screen. In this mode, in sound mode, you can only take exactly 15 seconds. You can't narrow it down to less or more. So 15 seconds it is. So you can find the 15 seconds you want to sample and click done. And then it kicks you into the YouTube Shorts tool. The first thing you can see right here is the audio from that video is indicated by the little music symbol, which just means audio, and then it's the actual title of the video that I sampled it from. So that means that we've got the audio kicked in there. Now what the app wants you to do now is actually record something. So the sound is playing while you're recording something. So I can do that in a number of ways. Probably the easiest way is to line myself up and hit record. Now what's going to happen is the audio from the video that I sampled is playing, but it's not recording my microphone. So basically I can agree, or I can demonstrate what's being said. I can dance to the music, and you can see that 16 seconds is up, 15 seconds I should say, is up very quickly. And now what it's doing is it's replaying what is just recorded, so I can go in and make adjustments, add text and timeline filters, which we're going to look at all those when we get to the main Shorts camera app, or the Shorts tools app, or the Shorts creation app is what I like to call it. At this point, we can do different things like change the sound if we wanted to, and so forth. We can incorporate it with other things that are happening on the video. At the moment, I'm locked in here to a 15-second short. I haven't got the option to make it a 60-second short at this point, so I can only make the 15 seconds that will sample the audio, react to it, and that's it. Now I'm going to back out. Now I'm back out into the video screen where the video is playing. If I get create again, I was going to say share, but now it's a create button. The next option is the cut. This is where I can use a segment from this video, which means audio and video. But interestingly, as we go in, we can only sample a maximum of 5 seconds. So what I can do is scroll through the video and decide that I want to maybe capture 5 seconds. I can actually change that to a shorter period of time. I might want to capture that section there. He might be saying something profound. I can't hear it right now as it's playing. It is playing very low, that's why I can't hear it. So say I want to use this 4.1 seconds, and then I can say next, and it's going to lift that out of the video. It's going to pop me in, and what you can see at the top here is this blue line represents what I've just sampled, and it means I've got a section of the 15 seconds left if I want to use it, or I can flip it to 60 seconds right there, and now it represents how much I've actually sampled. So I can fill these in with more things from various parts of the Shorts tool by recording more segments and so forth, which we're going to look at when we get to the main Shorts tools. Let's back that out. Now the third option in here is green screen. This is where we use this video as a background. So again, we go in, and interestingly this time we can sample 15 seconds, but what it's doing is it's not giving us the audio. So I could just say I want to use maybe a section that has something like that. One thing you can notice is when I'm sampling video, anytime I'm sampling video, I can push it far to the left, far to the right, in the middle. I can frame up where in the video vertically I want the actual section to be recorded. Now if I click next, what's going to happen is we're going to get this interesting effect where you can see on the screen now, it's a background behind me. This is me live, and that's the background. So then I can hit record, and it can be me reacting to what is happening behind me, or explaining something that's happening behind me. So I could go something like, Filmora dissolved. This is the video 4 years ago, and it's accrued so many views. But when it first started, it was sucky as for views. And I think I ended there. That's set for 15 seconds. Again, I can make that a 60 second and then add more to it. So again, we're going to look at all the extra tools when we get into the Shorts tool. So I'm going to back out of that. One more tool that I need to show you before we get to the main Shorts creation tools is an extra feature that's available on your own video. So what you're going to need to do is go into your own channel. So I'm going to go to your channel, which is my channel. I'm going to pick a video that's recent. I'm just going to pick something from my live stream. And again, you've got the create tool, so the create button. So I'm going to click that. Now you can see there's an extra option. I've got the three options that I had before, but I've got the fourth option at the top that says edit into a short. This is where I can take up to a full 60 seconds from my own video and add it to a short. So I can do it like as a teaser or a preview in a short, and it's linked back to this video because I'm sampling it from it. It's saying, hey, this is taken from this video. You can go and watch Doug's full-length video over on his channel. Let's go in. Let's tap that first of all. At the start, it wants to only sample 15 seconds, but if you want to change it to 60 seconds, you can just tap the 60 at the top there and then extend it out. Now right now I'm at the beginning of my live stream, so let's just dive in. Okay, there I am. I'm just going to sample 20 seconds. Well, 19.9, that'll do. One thing to note, currently on Android you can only sample 15 seconds. They're going to increase that limitation to 60 seconds at some point in the future for Android. So if you're on Android, hold tight, you're going to get the full 60 seconds down the road. Say this is the section I want to use. I fairly much will frame that so that I'm in shot the whole time there. And we get next. That's going to bump me into the Shorts tool, and it's playing back in there. Now if I want to add to it, I can just hit the back arrow and go to it. And right now I'm going to have to flick it to 60 seconds, otherwise it would have only taken the first 15 seconds of the 20 seconds I recorded. But now it's allowed me to have the 20 seconds there, so I've got another 40 seconds or so to record stuff, so I can add additional content, which I'm going to show you how to do in just a second, and all the other parts all the way to outputting to YouTube. Alright, now we're going to look at the main tool itself. So of course, to get to that, it's the big plus button in the middle of the app at the bottom. And obviously the first option right there, create a short. This is the short creation tool. You might be familiar with it already. You might be new to the short creation tool, but we're going to cover as much of what is currently in the app as of when I'm recording this as possible. So yeah, we're going to click create a short, and we're into the camera. Immediately it shows me my front-facing camera. Let's point out the main things that we see. Now we're looking at the iPhone one specifically. So if you want to follow along on the Android, you're going to see less features on the Android, particularly here in the menus. Important other things to note, as the aforementioned record button. This little square here is to access the camera roll to get videos that are already recorded and bring them in. And we'll give you an example of how to do that in a second. If we tap on the arrow there, this gives us a rundown of what the menu items are real quick. I'll just move my face across so you can read them a little bit better. The top one, this says flip, is to flip the camera from the front facing camera to the back facing camera, as you can see there. The effects will give you this window here, which is probably one of the newer features on iOS. It's like bringing camera effects like night vision, for example. As you can see, fisheye lens, which gives you the round sort of fisheye, and so forth. There's a handful to choose from, but we're going to back out of that. The next one we're going to look at is speed. So this gives us access to recording at 0.3 times the speed, half times, 1 times, 2 times, or 3 times speed. So that's how you can get like fast and slow actions, like a time lapse or a slow-mo, for example. The next option in the queue is the timer. Now the timer option is a place where you can do two different things. The first one is to add a countdown before you start recording at 3, 10, or 20 seconds. So it'll count you down to the record. So once you hit record, it'll go 3, 2, 1, record, and then you can do your thing. The other section underneath here is where I can tell it the maximum time I want it to record. So say I want to record no more than 10 seconds. So I want to fit this segment into 10 seconds of my thing. So it will only record for 10 seconds. Once I hit 10 seconds, it's just going to stop recording. Like that's it. So I can set that at any length for the duration of my 60-second short. Going to pull that out. The next one on the list is green screen. Green screen, which I demonstrated earlier from the green screen feature on videos. This one is the same thing, but what I can do is actually grab things from my camera roll and have in the background, whether it's a video or a still image. So I can maybe pull up the still image of me showing the close-up of the cut on my eye, and I can sit here and go, I cut my eye, this is the cut of my eye, and explain why there's a cut on my eye, or something like that. So I can pick, I can pick a picture of the cat, or I could show some YouTube milestone, or something else. Unfortunate thing about green screen is if the picture doesn't fit the framing, you don't get to move it around and frame it, unfortunately. But that's a green screen, so you get the gist of that. Next one down is Retouch. Retouch is doing something very subtle to the image to make it look better. Maybe it's a smoothing. I really don't know. It just basically toggles on and off. I can't really tell the difference with my eyes, but I think it's like a skin smoothing. Filters, like your classic Instagram filters, you can go across and apply a black and white filter or some sort of shade or effect. Of course, I'm not going to use one for this, but that's, the classic filters. I don't need to go into that in too much detail. And the last one is lighting. This is an interesting one in that I've clicked it and nothing really happens. So nothing happens with lighting. I don't know what that does. I don't understand why it's there. G'day, Future Doug here. After reviewing the footage from that section about the lighting option, I do notice that when I tap on the screen, the little circles that pop up, you can probably see in the B-roll here. What I think is happening is it's adjusting the lighting ever so slightly for the section that you want to focus on, whether it's like my face, something in the background or whatever. So it's just a very slight sort of lighting adjustment. So I think that's what the lighting thing does. It's so subtle that I didn't notice it at the time of recording. I could still be wrong on that one, but we'll see. back to past me. To get to the next section of features, we're going to need to record something. So I'm just going to record something really simple. After I do that, we're going to address the add sound option. Hi, this is Doug, and welcome to my short. Now that's a short. Okay, and then I'm going to pull something in from my camera roll. So let me show you how to do that. It's only going to show me videos that are on here. So I might want to say, here's a 20-second video. And then I've added that in. So now you can see there's 2 sections recorded. The bit that I recorded and the possum. You can see they're both there. I can undo that by hitting the undo button, which is right there. Before we head to the next section, by clicking the tick, we can progress to the next section. Let's look at the add sound. When I click this, it takes me to the pre-loaded or the pre-allowed or pre-cleared sounds or music that YouTube have got licenses for from major music labels and different things like that. Now what it's going to show you at the top is it says top sounds. These are the sounds that are most used on shorts at this current time. So you'll hear some of the popular ones on there. I'm not going to play any back because I don't want any copyright claims on the video. You can see the top one is Jiggle Jiggle. Everyone knows Jiggle Jiggle. I can pick that and add it. What it's going to do is allow me to use 15 seconds of any part of those songs. Note, you can't use more than 15 seconds. You can't grab more than 15 seconds from this song. You can't go out, find the song elsewhere and bring in more than 15 seconds. If you use more than 15 seconds of the song, you're still going to get a claim. YouTube's license only covers you for the 15 seconds or any 15 seconds from the clip. So beware when you do music in that way. You might be better bringing your own music in, which the way to do that would be to create your short, maybe off the Shorts tool, edit it somewhere with your own music, and then upload it to YouTube either on desktop or via the Shorts tool. You can actually favorite these by tapping these little bookmarks here. So say I want to favorite Jiggle Jiggle. Say bookmark, and now if I go to favorites, it's in my favorites. I can unbookmark it from here as well. I can bring in any track that's in there basically. What it's done there is you might see that all of a sudden the 2 sections I've recorded are a lot bigger. It's reduced me back to having a 15-second short because I brought in 15 seconds of backing music. I'm going to delete the sound now. Once I delete the sound, I'll go back to having 60 seconds available to me. Let's say I don't want to add a sound because I am narrating or whatever, I'm recording what I'm saying. I'm not doing a dance to a backing track or anything like that. We've brought some footage in, we've recorded our own footage, but say we want to move on to the next section where again we also still get an option of adding sound. It's the same thing, but we can do it in this section as well. The other thing we can do is add text. So adding text is as simple as tapping that, typing in possum. Now I can change the color. I think I'll stick with the yellow. I can change the font up here from heavy, marker, brush, typewriter, classic, light, heavy. We'll leave it on heavy. I can make it bigger and smaller by the slider on the side. Done. Put that up the top. I don't want the text to be over me at the start. I want it to be over the possum. So if I click timeline, I can see the 2 clips at the bottom there. I can drag the possum clip to the possum section, so it only appears there. So now when it plays in the preview, it's in the possum section, but it's not in my section. Of course, when you're in the preview section, it just keeps looping and looping and looping. The final thing I can do in this section before we commit is, again, the same sort of filter styles that we were talking about before, like a la Instagram or any other tool that you might use has filters. I'm not going to use a filter for this. And then finally, if I click next, it's going to take me to the part where I'm ready to upload the short to YouTube. I can add a caption or a title. I'm going to call this one Possum. I can go down and make the visibility, of course, public, unlisted, private. or I could even schedule it for a release at a future date. So you don't have to have them there immediately. You can schedule them to be released tomorrow, the next day. So you can do a whole run of shorts and then have them all scheduled so that you don't have to upload for a week. You've got them all scheduled for the week. Right now for me, I'm going to leave it as unlisted. You've got the option for audience type, made for kids or not made for kids. And you've got the option for the comments, which is allow all comments, hold comments for review, hold comments for review with increased strictness, hold all comments for review, and disable comments. So they're your options. We're going to just leave it on there. Now that's defaulting to my default, what I have set up in my upload defaults, so that's cool. And then finally, once I got my video and I'm happy to upload the short, I go upload short, blue bar at the bottom. And then what you'll notice is at the bottom, you've got that little library button with the blue circle and it's pulsing, which means it's in the process of uploading. I can click on that. Just as I clicked on that, it was uploaded. It says uploaded to your video, see video. If it was still in the process of uploading, you would see something here where it says your videos. There'd be an indicator there that it's still uploading. Now, if I click into that, you can see right at the top, there's my video called Possum. Right now, there's no thumbnail on that because it's obviously just processing with YouTube. YouTube are going to pick the best frame it thinks it wants to use for the short and look after it from there. So if I want to do extra things to it, I can jump onto the desktop and add a description, change the monetization on it, which if it's a short, that's a bit of a moot point at the moment. I can change the various things. I can maybe add a regular thumbnail to it for when it appears in, say, the browse features, or if it ends up in search or whatever. Certain shelves will show it with the shorts logos, other shelves will still show it, and there's not many of those left with a custom thumbnail if you have one on there. You can adjust that on either desktop or using the YouTube Studio app on your phone, on your tablet, whatever. One final thing to mention, getting back to Android, in the Shorts camera itself, when we have all these features down the side here, not all those features are available on Android. I'm going to show you a screenshot of what the Android screen looks like. It has less options down the side. As I mentioned, it's going to get some of the features that iOS has that it doesn't currently have. They'll be rolled out in due course. The timing of that's up to YouTube. Why there's variances is because developing for iOS is far different to developing for Android. Even though Google owns Android and Google owns YouTube, that doesn't necessarily mean that Android's going to get features first. Sometimes they do, sometimes iOS gets them first. Earlier in the video, I mentioned the feature called Edit into a Short. Now, I've already made a full-length tutorial and a bit of an explainer on what it's all about. So if you want to check that out, you can click through to the video right here, right now. In the meantime, this is Doug, and I'll catch you later.
Subscribe to Doug Hewson YT for more tech or content creation.